Hi everybody, in this video I will show you the equipment and software that I am using to produce videos like this. I am making this video because there are quite a number of my friends who are very curious to know how it was done. No, this is not a drone, it's actually done using a 360 camera, and I will share with you the type of camera that I'm using as well as the full list of equipment and software needed. However, I will not go in depth of each equipment, for example, how to use the camera, like where is the record button, what are the recording modes, etc. There are already tons of videos out there and I will provide the links instead of making one myself. So without further ado, let's jump into the real stuff. First, I will show you how the filming works. So here we have two items, the camera and the monopod. So what you need to do is the camera simply attach to your monopod. After that, extend the monopod to the length that you want, and then start recording on your camera, either through the camera or through the app, and point to the direction that you want. As you can see, filming is very simple. Just move the stick around and you can even look away from the camera. What gets tricky is the editing part, which I will cover in the later part of this video. So there are four main items that you need. First is the 360 action camera, and I'm using the Insta360 One X2. Next is the software or application to export the 360 videos, and the one that I'm using is the one free from Insta360 known as the Studio 2022. Third is the computer, and I'm using a laptop from Dell. XPS 17 is the model. And the last one will be the video editor, and I'm using the PowerDirector version 16. This is the one where I can stitch up all the videos together into a single montage. Now let's jump into each of the four items. First, the action camera. Here I will share with you the add-ons that I've bought together with the camera and the price of each item. I would like to make a disclaimer here as well that I am not affiliated with any company mentioned in this video. I am not trying to promote or sell any product. In fact, everything mentioned was bought using my own money and nothing was sponsored by any company. Okay, for this Insta360 One X2, the price tag is at 649 Singapore dollar, and this information is as of May 2022. Next is the sticky lens guards, and this is at $39. This is to protect the lens from scratches during filming. One thing that you need to take extra cautious, and I mean really cautious, is to remember to protect your lens at all times. It is very prone to scratches, and this is why you need the lens guard on. In the next clip, I will show you how I had my lens guard scratched. This is the one. You have a pair of it, supposed to be sticking one on one side of the lens and the other one on the other side. I've took it off because I had I was not careful during filming and I had it scratched. You can't see very clearly, so let me use this black background. There you go. Can you see that? This is the scratches if you are not careful. So what happened was, during filming, okay, of course without this cap, what I did was with this cap sticky lens guard on, so what I did was I placed it on the kayak or any flooring, and as it rubs against the floor, it gets scratches very easily. The reason very simple, because this is made of plastic. So scratches will definitely happen if you are not careful. Even with the sticky lens guards, the preference or what you should be doing is each time after you did your filming, make sure you put back this lens cap or other pouch that you have with you. Do not leave your action camera lying on the floor without any protection. That will definitely cause scratches on the lens, and you wouldn't want that to happen during any filming. This is a short footage with the scratch lens guard. Can you spot where's the scratch mark? Yes, that's the one, boxed up. So you can see that a scratched lens can spoil your film entirely. So please make sure it is well protected at all times. Another downside of these sticky lens guards is that it tends to have water vapor in it. I don't know how the water could get in, and once it happens, it will affect your filming. This is why I am considering another type of guard, which is the premium lens guard. And this guard is something that you can put on and remove easily, unlike the sticky lens guard which sticks on unless you pry it open. Once I get to try the premium lens guard, I will put a comment in this video and let you know if the guard works for the better. Next is the lens cap. This is selling at $9, and this is to protect the lens from scratches during storage. You can also use the given pouch when you buy the camera if you like to. This is just a personal preference. The last item is the monopod, and I am using a 3-meter stick. This is currently the longest that you can find in the market. I like this length is because you can get to film at an angle that is really far from you. Insta360 is also selling this monopod, but I bought it from a third party at $49.90. In the next clip, I will show you a comparison between Telecine and Insta360 monopod. Okay, here I have two monopods. One from Telecine, which is the 3-meter long, and this is the one from Insta360. This is 1.2 meter. I'll show you what's the difference between these two other than the size. Basically on the mechanism that is using to lock the stick. So here for the Telecine 3-meter stick, see, to extend the stick, you pull it out. The locking mechanism is over here, where you have to, like a typical telescopic stick, you just have to turn it to lock it. Okay, to retract it, you have to twist it again and slip it in. So the problem with this is that most of the time, if you are in a hurry, you try to slip it in, sometimes you get your fingers or your hand pinched during the process. I do get myself pinched quite a few times. It's still bearable, but this is something that you need to take note. For the Insta360, there's no such thing. The way the mechanism that they use is very different. They call it the self-locking. So you can see here, you just need to pull it out and extend it somehow or rather. I don't know how it's being done. I can't see maybe there's a catch somewhere, probably here. I'm not very sure. I think so. Okay, there's a kind of auto snap or locking as you extend it, and when you retract it, you just have to push it down, and everything will be back in place easily. Okay, then you won't get the kind of pinching onto your hands or finger. So that's the main difference between the Insta360 monopod versus the third-party monopod. The one that I'm using is Telecine. Probably other brands are also the same, but this is something for you to take note. Moving on, let's talk about the options available for an action camera. Instead of Insta360, there are also quite a number of makers, including GoPro. You may Google for 360 action cameras and compare the differences before making your choice. There are also some other considerations that I wish to share on Insta360 One X2 camera after using it for more than a year. First thing is about the battery. A fully charged battery can last you about 80 minutes of continuous filming. This is definitely not enough if you will be out the whole day filming, so please remember to purchase extra batteries if necessary. Likewise for the memory cards. It is using micro SD and the recording of a 360 footage can take up a very huge space. An easy estimation is 1 minute of video can take you up to 1 gigabyte. Please also remember to get bigger capacity or purchase extra memory card if necessary. Waterproof. In the next video, I will talk about on how the water can get into your camera and damage it. But before we jump into that, if you are interested to know more about how to operate this camera, what are the shooting modes available, the different functions of it before buying it, I will provide those links in the description below and you can check it out. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you about this camera is the waterproof. This camera itself is waterproof for 10 meter. Even though it's a waterproof for 10 meter, there's something that you need to take note and make sure you check it properly every time if you need to use this camera in any place where it can get in touch or get in contact with water. What I mean by that is this area, this and the catch here and these two catch. What are these two catch? This catch, which is the cap where you can open up and charge your camera. Okay, then you plug in the USB here for charging. After charging, conveniently we will just close the cap and that's it. Okay, most of the time, or rather if you are not careful, you could have closed the cap improperly. As you can see here, it's bulging out. Okay, by right you should also see an orange indicator here if it's not properly secured. Okay, halfway. Let me try again. Okay. Now you see it's not very clear, but you can see that there's an orange indicator here and the cap itself is actually not secure. If you go into the water in this kind of condition, there goes your camera. You will stop functioning and you have to send it for repair. It happened to me once when I went out into the sea. It dropped into the water for less than 1 meter and less than 1 minute. After I pick it up, I was not able to power on and I have to send it for repair. So you have to be very, very careful. And I always forget that. Please make sure that you check all this cap. Make sure that it's properly secured. Okay, you don't see the indicator, orange indicator, and make sure the cap on the lid is properly secured. This is the one for the battery. Okay, in case you have spare battery and you need to change during your filming, make sure that after you put it back, okay, see, this is the orange indicator that shows that it's not properly secured, it's bulging out. Make sure that you get push all the way in. Make sure that the catch is properly secured. As you can see here, no other orange indicator. All three are properly secured, then you are good to go. Make sure you check these three at all times whenever you need to go into filming with the presence of water, or I would suggest you do this every time, otherwise it's so easy to forget this step. Okay, here comes the tricky part. As you can see earlier, taking videos is very easy. Just put the camera onto the monopod and press the record button. Editing the 360 videos is the one that will take you quite a bit of time, especially if you are doing it for the first time. But don't worry, you will definitely get better with more practice. For editing and exporting the 360 videos, Insta360 provides free software application that you can download from their website. There are two main types of software or application. Studio 2022 is the one for your computer, or you can use their application for your smartphone. This smartphone application has quite a few AI features that does the editing for you automatically. Personally, I prefer to do the editing using the Studio because of a few factors. That it is easier to use the mouse instead of touch screen. My computer has a bigger screen and faster processing time. That's the main thing that I would like to use the Studio rather than the app. There are also quite a number of tutorials that teaches you how to use the application or software. I will put those links in the description below. If you decide to go for the Studio, that will bring us to the next point on the computer. You will need a relatively high-end computer, one that was built for multimedia or content creator. I used to do my editing on a low-end desktop, and soon I gave up after a few attempts. The loading was simply too slow, and after upgrading to this laptop, editing was just a breeze. Apart from Insta360 Studio, I am also using another video editing software called PowerDirector 16. Insta360 Studio is basically to edit your 360 videos and export it into a MP4 format video. The raw video itself is in .insv file format. This is proprietary to the company and you cannot play back anywhere else. So it means to say you will still need the Studio or the app to export it to MP4 before you can watch it in other player. Once I have the MP4 format of different scenes that I want to put into a video, I will then stitch it together using the PowerDirector 16. That's the whole purpose of this software. You can also add effects like those you saw at the beginning of this video. This video itself was also created using PowerDirector. There are also many options out there, and feel free to choose any other video editor that you prefer. Okay, I think that is about everything that I wish to cover for this video. I hope you will find it useful in any way, and please feel free to put in the comments below if you have any clarification or something that you would like me to cover. Last but not least, have fun creating your 360 videos and enjoy your journey ahead. Cheers and out.